welcome to Intermissions, your backstage pass to On the Air with Florenza. You'll experience bloopers, outtakes, surprises, and all the laughter in between. Intermissions is unscripted, unfiltered, and undeniably Florenza. So put your hands together to welcome today's guest to the show. Thank you so much, Lizzy, for joining me on this episode of On the Air with Florenza, where in just a few minutes we are going to talk about your newest book, Be Mine. And I've got so many questions about it. But before we dive in, we are going to toast to an amazing show. And I
Cheers.
have, oh, wait, what's going on in that bottle?
Okay, so I am sticking soft, but I have got a Sambissa, which is an Italian, like a non-alcoholic Campari Spritz.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time in Italy. I grew up going here there, and basically, before we switched to Campari Spritzes, this is what all the kids and the preteens drank. So I'm cheersing with a Sambetta.
Yeah, but because if it's Italian, usually there's a lot of alcohol in there, but I'll give you a pass this time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. So I am going to start with my would you rather questions just because it's going to be used for a segment that I call intermissions. And I want to piggyback just to our conversation before we came on the air. So, for the listeners, we had an entire 15-minute conversation about the fact that when the appointment popped up in my calendar, normally it comes with a lot of information on who the author is. And for some reason, this one just popped up that it's Lizzy. And I couldn't figure out who Lizzy is. How did I know Lizzy was who was Lizzy? So it caused me to go, I had to pull out my super sleuth investigative um traits and skills and was able to find out who Lizzy is because it did not pop up. But we also found out that we both have potty mouths. So get ready because I got a feeling this is going to be
I did
great.
say I did say I'm English, so we swear without realizing it. So I'm really apologetic if I say curse words that are unacceptable to your listeners. I'm going to say that here and
They're English, we can understand. So,
now.
my would you rather questions are pretty good today. I'm excited for them. So, simply you just decide between the two options. And if you want to elaborate, you may, or you can just give your answer and we'll go to the next one. Okay.
I play this a lot with my 6-year-old. I think I'm good.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Would you rather spend a week undercover in a cult for research or spend a week in a sensory deprivation retreat with no outside contact?
No, no, oh my goodness, the that sensory deprivation is my worst nightmare. I once did a flotation tank with a friend for her birthday, and I swear I was gonna have a panic attack in the middle of it. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. And I would absolutely fucking love to go undercover into a cult. Sign me up.
As a cult survivor myself, which I talk very little about, I think you would do great. I think you would do
How you
great.
gonna seem like a cult member?
Yeah, I don't talk about it too much, but yes, indeed. Okay. Would you rather write a novel using only one character's point of view or write a story told exclusively through text messages and diary entries?
I would definitely like to do the one character because I have a background in performing arts and I actually find that I get very immersed into my characters. So I would find that very easy and I would feel like I wouldn't really get the kind of atmosphere and sense of place with writing in text messages. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
that
that.
wouldn't work either. That's a great answer. Would you rather meet your fictional villain for dinner or have your most terrifying fictional character read you a bedtime story?
Definitely go out for dinner because my fictional character is a very rich Californian cult leader and he would take you somewhere very nice.
Yes, he would. Take me with you. There's a lot of food that I would love
Yeah,
to eat that I'm just not going to pay for.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Would you rather be stuck in Beth's timeline for 48 hours or relive the chaos of opening a new restaurant under a tight deadline?
So I have actually done both because I am a second time mum. So I have done 48 hours and more with a newborn. And I've also worked in the restaurant business. So I've had to open restaurants. I would probably say the restaurants because there is a buzz and you get to sleep, unlike
Yes,
having a
oh,
newborn.
yes, you do get to sleep. And last one. Oh, this is a good one. Would you rather collaborate on a thriller with your food writer husband or co-write a cookbook inspired by your fictional characters?
I write a cookbook because I think that we would probably murder each other if we wrote a thriller together, which could be the subject of the.
Which is a great book, by the way. I think you should write that one too.
Funnily enough, one of my best author friends, Emily Floyd, small plug for her, has a book coming out next week called The Cliffhanger, which is about a team of a husband and wife thriller duo.
Ooh,
So, yeah, it's been
okay.
done, unfortunately, but it is a fantastic idea.
Well, see, darn. All right. So, okay. If your life had a sitcom, what would it be called?
Chaos.
Chaos. What?
Chaos rules. Chaos
Chaos
rules. I
rules.
like that.
I love it. What's your I will never live this down story?
Oh God, can I really tell this? Okay, so I,
I'm
oh
ready.
God,
Look,
I
I
was,
am ready. Spill it,
I
sister.
went,
Spill it.
so my husband ran I think the Barcelona Marathon when he was working in France. This is very specific, but just bear with me. So we were in Barcelona. He was traveling back to France where he lived, and I was going back to England. My flight was incredibly delayed, and I was in an airport lounge where I decided to have some drinks, and then the plane got more delayed, so I had more drinks. And then I got on the plane and I had more drinks. And then we got off the plane, and I think I was like a special tier status traveler. So I was convinced that I could go through the fast pass check-in route or exit route. And it was very, very late by this point, and it was incredibly crowded. It was like the last flight of the night. All of the flights were there. And I was just arguing. Oh God, I was arguing with this air stewardess about how I was the silver member, so I should be allowed to go through. And she said, Madam, Madam, I can smell the alcohol in your breath. Oh God, I can't even talk about it.
As she sits in front of alcohol.
Me? Total. Oh God, it's so
And
awful.
interviewed by a woman who drinks alcohol.
Oh, I can't even think about it now. I've got like hives running down my back.
So, did they let you on a plane?
I was coming off the plane. I just
Oh,
wanted
you
to
were
go
coming off.
home. Coming home. I just wanted to go through the fast track to get out of the airport. You cry. Oh, so awful.
Oh, will that find its way in a book?
I think it has to. And there's an air stewardess somewhere who's going to read it and be like, I remember that.
That's her.
Oh God.
Oh, I don't have any more questions after that. That's it.
That's it. We're done.
That's it. We're done. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Lizzy. This was so much fun. I hope
Thank
that Be
you.
Mine is hugely successful for you. It is a fantastic read. And I know everyone that gets a copy of it is going to absolutely enjoy it. Thank you so much. And this wraps up our episode of Intermissions, your backstage pass to On the Air with Florenza. Be sure to check out the full interview for this author as well as others on Florenza's podcast, On the Air with Florenza. And until next time, cheers.